Well, thank you for being here and listening today. It's already November 1st. That's hard to believe. It's unbelievable to me right now that we are already a few weeks away from Thanksgiving. We're a day past Halloween, two of my favorite holidays. We get to eat on Thanksgiving. We just got a bunch of free candy yesterday. But a right sandwich in between all of that is perhaps my favorite of all of them, and that's Bedlam football. And as an OSU fan and an OSU alum, go Pokes, I'm here to tell you why it's better to be a fan of OSU regardless of championships, awards, or the series record. Go ahead and hit it again. Okay, what is Bedlam? Well, Bedlam is defined online as a scene of uproar and confusion. Go ahead and hit it one more time. Another definition is an institution for the care of the mentally ill. It was actually derived from an old hospital in London called Bethlehem Royal Hospital, which is currently just called Royal Hospital. And then lastly, it's a football game played usually in November, right here in the state of Oklahoma between two of the biggest universities that also involves a lot of uproar and confusion and a lot of mentally ill people. You'll see crazy people everywhere. Let's get it out of the way right now. I know we've got some OU fans here, okay? And I'm all about OU. We're gonna give you your credit. Let's make the case for OU. The case for OU: 7 national titles, 45 conference championships, 162 All-Americans, 6 Heisman Trophy winners, 23 members of the College Hall of Fame, the longest winning streak in Division I football history at 47 games, and the only program with 4 coaches with 100+ victories. Who cares? Case for Oklahoma State. Look, this argument is not about numbers, guys, so just disregard everything that we talked about. If we argue numbers, yes, OU fans are going to win that argument every time. What we're talking about are the intangibles, the intangible things that make OU not quite as good a fan base as the Oklahoma State fan base. We've got better uniforms. We've always had better uniforms. And now we've got a whole lot of different options to choose from. And they are awesome. They look great. Look at that. That black jersey with the orange numbers, the matted helmet, the chrome face. That just looks mean. I like this one. This is one of my favorites. The bright orange. I like the trim on the jersey. You got the paisley. And that actually has symbolic stuff in it. You got the paddle people in there. You got Pistol Pete, Mr. Frank Eaton, stuff to him there. The retired jerseys at Oklahoma State. All of that intricately put into that bandana sort of paisley pattern there. OU, they stay with their typical traditional crimson and cream, right? But what really is crimson and cream? It's red and white. It's red and white. They started rolling out some alternative unis here recently, kind of trying to be like OSU, trying to be like Little Brother. But they only wear them once or twice. Now, OU fans you guys did get selected by Jordan. That's a pretty big deal, right? You're one of only 4 schools that have a basketball player on their football jerseys. So in the words of President Trump, that's sad, exclamation point. There's some of the OU jerseys right there. The 2 on the ends, those are the alternate jerseys. Okay, all the uniforms. The 2 in the middle, that's the traditional crimson and cream. Now, why do uniforms matter? As an OSU fan, you have multiple options for fan wear. We've got different jersey options to wear to the game. We've got a lot of different badging, multiple polos, hats, cool stuff. Not just red and white and that one OU thing. We also get to wear America's brightest orange, which has multiple purposes. We can use that going hunting. We can do roadside work. All sorts of different things. As an OU fan, you get to wear your crimson and cream, which to me sounds like some kind of a Brahms promotion. Like I'll have 2 scoops of crimson and cream on a waffle cone. And then you also have, Crimson is associated with violent games. I'm just saying. Let's take a look at stadiums. OSU plays in a beautiful Boone Pickens Stadium. It's a wonderful place. Stadium seats over 60,000. We have a Jumbotron this year, brand new, 6,600 square feet. It's the 6th largest one in the United States. It's small, smaller than the one in Norman, but the amenities are great. And there's a wonderful seat inside the entire stadium. Take a look at a few of the pictures there. It's just a beautiful stadium, a lot of continuity, no architectural breaks there. Love the outside facade. There's the new Jumbotron right there. Just a wonderful little stadium, a great place. They've done a lot of stuff to really help out there, especially Mr. Boone Pickens, and that's why he gets to put his name on the stadium, right? OU plays at the Gaylord family. I better look at this. Oklahoma Memorial Stadium, but that's way too long a name for a stadium. Now, it approaches a capacity of about 90,000. It's an old stadium. It's 95 years old, and it looks like a hodgepodge of a lot of different things. Look at all the breaks in that. Check out the stadium from the air over here. Now, the U here going back to the north, that's the original part of the stadium. The south end, they just renovated that. See how different the end zones look from one another? Look at the upper decks on both sides. The east upper deck, they recently did that renovation. Looks entirely different. You can even see it right here where you have a couple of different decks and then one deck. So there's a lot of breaks in it. It doesn't look great. Hit the next slide, please. We also sell something in Stillwater you guys don't. Beer. Hit the next one. Why do stadiums matter? Well, this is where you spend most of your time and your money. This is where you're going to watch the ball games at. Also, if you like going to the games, and I love going, I go to all the home games. You don't have to wait for season tickets at OSU. You call in, order them, get a seat any place in the stadium.
Sorry.
OU, they have a waiting list a mile long. People are going to die while they're waiting on that list. That's science, okay? Let's talk about the coaches quickly. Go ahead and hit the next thing, please. Now, OU, we've talked about, they've got great coaches, right? But there's 3 areas where we're going to beat you in coaching right now. And those 3 areas are hair, personality, and age. We're going to dominate you right there. Go to the next slide, please. Let's talk about hair. Gundy has a very Dalton in a Roadhouse type of a mullet going on. And Billy Ray would be achy breaky about this mullet, right? Joe Dirt would say, dang, that's a pretty cool mullet, right? Want to hit the next one? Riley's hair. Hit that next button, please. Let's just say the troops are retreating. Okay? Go on ahead. Gundy's been called the most interesting coach in America. That's the personality part where we're dominant. The most interesting coach in America. By several different media deals. Avalon, USA Today, a bunch of different media outlets have called that. He drinks smoothies, wears wrestling singlets in the office, insults and threatens reporters. He plays a pretty sleazy saxophone. Takes his shirt off. What does Lincoln Riley do? He does a pretty good Bob Stoops impersonation, but that's about it. Here's the next deal. There he is drinking a smoothie. There he is in his wrestling singlet, taking his shirt off, playing the saxophone, Bob Stoops impersonation. So go ahead and hit the next, please. One more, please. Gundy's a man. He's 51. We're clear about that, right? But somehow he looks younger now than he looked when he started coaching. He even looks younger than Lincoln Riley. And Lincoln Riley's not 40. And there's debate in coaching circle as to whether or not 40 is the age that you should be considered a man or not. Well, if that's the case, he still has 5 years to go. He's only 35, so there's no consensus as to whether or not Lincoln Riley is even a man. Now, why does this matter? Hey, both of them have been successful. The win-loss records are great for both of them. Gundy keeps it fun and interesting. And the coach is the representation of your school and your fan base. Go ahead and hit that. Now, talk about fan bases real quick. Look, you're accustomed to winning a lot. They call your fan base at OU the monster, okay? The OU's fan base is irrational. They always fear losing their head coach, but for some reason always want to fire their coordinators. And they constantly live in the past. Now, Oklahoma State, we have a more reasonable fan base. We deal with losses a lot better. We've got more experience. We're good with our head coach using other job openings to extort money from the university. We don't even know half of our coordinators' names. And we don't live in the past for very obvious reasons. So conclusions, yes, OU, you got the better team. Program, statistically, you've got it, okay? But we've got a much improved program. We've got far superior uniforms. We've got a better stadium. We've got a more charismatic and fun coach and a more rational and realistic fan base. There's a few other ways we're better as well. We've got better fight songs, chants, mascots, more national championships than OU and all the sports combined. A number of other ways. So, keep going, please. Look, OU's a great university. It's a great university. And they've been a great help to Oklahoma State when Oklahoma State's gone through their tragedies in the past. We would consider OU a great big brother, okay? And if I didn't convince you today that it's better to be an OSU fan in some ways, well, I think there's always one thing we can agree on: Texas sucks.